Hello, Miss Debbie. I see you in chat. This is the description from witnesses that were there at Delphi Bridge. Larger man, a taller man, not short. Someone in his 20s or 30s. Muscular, boyish, and youthful in appearance. Brown, poofy hair. We've now come to find out that Richard Dallin is only 5'6" or 5'5" or something like that. That's pretty short. But there was a couple people that short, that size. Now I can see how we are looking for more than one person. We had witnesses there that described numerous men there. Where did these descriptions come from? I don't know. This is another person's interpretation, or the sketch that was seen there. I also seen a video today. This is a generic sketch of Bridge Guy. Now I seen footage today, new footage out today, where they said Bridge Guy, he did the calculations of the size of Bridge Guy, and he said that Bridge Guy was closer to 6 foot tall, anywhere from like 5'10" to 6 foot tall. Now, he did a whole diagram on how to do this with calculations and every 4 inches was a foot. And he broke it all down. And he said, bridge guy was taller. And that's very well possible because when you're looking at somebody from a long distance, they look shorter until they get closer to you. Then you could tell they're taller. And that very might well been a camera illusion. He might have been bigger, or he might have been short, but appeared to be bigger until he got up close to you. Well, either way, the original witnesses said there was many people there, anywhere from 4 to 5 to 6 people, and we know there was more people there. So, and the description of the things that these people were wearing were uh, different in their own interpretation. They had a tan jacket on, like a Carhartt. One said that they had black hair, but it was more brownish, and then it changed to, well, it was more brownish, reddish color. What do I think? Well, I think there was. No, it's very well possible these were men that were there, but they were just walking the trail. And that's possible. Or there was many there, right? And they all played a part, meaning they all had roles. Maybe one or two were lookouts. Why the other one drove them to the spot that they needed to be. But is that a coincidence? Who does that look like? I don't know. James Belushi? I don't know. Some people say, does that look like that one dude, Johnny or whatever his name is? Yeah, maybe it's, it looks like another dude that runs around out here in Indiana. A little bit of Tommy, maybe, right? Well, these are people that are. Uh, I mean, I don't know how they came up with this sketch. I don't know. This has got to be one of the people that were there. He might not have been bridge guy, but he was there in the sketch that they gave. Here's the thing that really gets me. Here's the thing that really gets me is they had the witnesses. Why didn't they bring the witnesses up on stand and say, do you see bridge guy in this room? As Richard Allen was standing right there. This whole thing is fishy. And this is why we believe that the police or the state was given clues, that there was more people involved. How can you have people saying, no, there was a shorter guy, and then in the same breath you got witnesses saying, no, it was a taller guy? Let's listen to a little bit of this video I was showing you guys. The original thing. Oh my God, who's that? What do I do? Oh my God, listen. Okay. Looks like every guy in the delivery truck, bread truck, donut truck. I don't know. It looks like, some people think it's like I was showing you earlier. The one guy. Well, it could be. We don't know. Charlie's Chip guy. I have no idea who that is, though. I have no idea who that is. Uh-oh, wrong one. Dang it, what did I do? What did I do? Wait a minute, where am I? Oh, what's the dark spot on? Is that That's Ernie. Oh, wrong one. Why do I I got 5 tabs open. What happens? What's on his finger? That dark spot. Oh my God, the spot. Got the wrong one. Hold on a minute. Where's the tab I need? Hold on a minute. There it is. All right.
Video of the suspected killer in the Delphi murders. Clips from that video have been released to the public, but with a blurry screenshot showing the suspect. Now, for the first time, the 43-second video was played in full. Also taking the stand this week, witnesses from the park that day that the 2 teen girls were killed, all claiming to have seen the guy captured on that video. Bob Siegel was in the courtroom.
Jurors saw the entire recording today and then heard investigators talk about how they analyzed that crucial video and audio. This fuzzy moment of video circulated for years as investigators searched for a suspect, a man known as Bridge Guy, a man prosecutors now say is the accused, Richard Allen. Testimony revealed the recording was taken at 2:13 the afternoon the girls went for a walk. For some of it, the camera is pointed down, showing the Monon High Bridge. Our reporter in the courtroom, Bob Siegel, said he could hear a girl's voice saying there's no path at one point. He learned that voice is Libby's. An investigator said his examination detected a male voice saying down the hill. A state police forensic examiner explained how he enhanced the video, adjusting color, size, angle, and more to create a usable image for investigators. In fact, one of the women who was on the trail that day told jurors, "I immediately knew when I saw that photo, that was the man I saw on the bridge." She and 2 other women who say they saw Bridge Guy on the trails just before the murders testified Tuesday afternoon. All of them described Bridge Guy in much the same way: larger or taller, in his 20s or 30s, muscular, with a boyish or youthful appearance. And some said he had brown, poofy hair. But those descriptions do not match Richard Allen's, who is not tall or muscular and was in his mid-40s at the time of the murders. Also today, jurors saw 49 pieces of evidence investigators collected in the woods near the girls' bodies and during the autopsies. That included clothes and shoes, swabs of blood, Libby's cell phone, the bullet cartridge, fibers collected from girls' fingernails.
There is heightened security around the courthouse where the trial is taking murders. Clips from that video have been released to the public, but with a blurry screenshot showing the suspect. Now, for the first time, the 43-second video was played in full. Also taking the stand this week, witnesses from the park that day that the two teen girls were killed, all claiming to have seen the guy captured on that video. Bob Siegel was in the courtroom.
Jurors saw the entire recording today and then heard investigators talk about how they analyzed that crucial video and audio.
All right. Now, like I said, we've made calls into a lot of people did. Now, when I look at that, this film right here, this clip, what do I think? Who do I hear on that tape? Well, I'm hearing someone else than Richard Allen. All we did was made calls. It's not our fault that the government dropped the ball and made mistakes. They didn't want to listen to certain people because, well, they just didn't. Let's just say they didn't want to be showed up, right? So my opinion doesn't really matter. Like I said, there's only so much you folks can do. When you're dealing with a problem in Delphi, you had corrupt cops that were in charge of this case, that some are saying had his own crew. That was a police officer, Todd. They found him. They had to go back in his whole arrest history. And that's taken our taxpayers' money, because now we got to research every arrest that Todd made. Because if he lied about one case, he probably lied on every single one of them. So, yesterday I had someone come in here and was threatening, saying to leave Brian James Chadwell out of this. There's no way he's coming off of the table. I know a lot of you folks are upset because we refuse to take Keegan Kline and many of these guys off of the table. But it's not your table. It's the American citizens' table. And we have many more to put on this table. Now, we all know, we did our history. We made videos. We made our calls. We made our... we did what we had to do. Now, a lot of people are going to see different things. They're going to hear different voices. Just so happens we got one of the voices right. Now, was it possible there was two voices? There's possible there's a lot more voices. It's just what they're letting us hear. Now that gate, I don't know who's been telling you folks that bridge guy don't have a gate. They lied to you people. They literally lied to you people. Bridge guy has a gate. And there was 3 people that matched that gate. 2 of them are behind bars. One of them, we're trying to get a confirmation that he is dead. Like I said, folks, we're dealing with corruption in America. And the American citizen can only do so much. Our hands were tied. It is not our fault that your police departments or your Federal Bureau of Investigations or anyone else in this government lied for a secret society or some club or some pedo ring. Now, like I said, we can't take these people off of the table. I know you folks have been threatening me a lot and calling my number and sending all these people looking like a Picasso painting after me and around me. But these people cannot be taken off of the table. It's going to be a package deal, and it's still an open case. And we're going to have to round them all up into one big ball. And they are connected to the case for the simple reason is they all were involved in illegal activities with children and photos. Like I said, you didn't have to be there. It's like when you're dealing drugs, right? It's just like a drug dealer. You might not be a drug dealer, but you go to the house to get the drugs. But as soon as you go to that house is already being surveilled. And you go to that house, no, people think you might be a deliverer of the drugs. And now you become a suspect, a player in the game. And that's how this game works. You didn't even have to be there. You might not even be a druggie. All you had to do was be at that house. And that's how cases work. Automatically, your face is ran through a database, and you are what we called surveilled in the criminal business, if you want to be FBI, CIA, whatever, until they find out that you're not a drug dealer. He's just a druggie, right? That's how it works. And I would imagine these guys were already, a lot of these guys, might not have been pedos, but they were into drugs. And they might have been going to someone's house to get drugs, to do drugs. That might have been involved in the Delphi case and other murders. What does Bridge Guy look like in this video? Well, he looks like he's got really skinny legs. Upper chest, right? But see, you can be manipulated by that. How? Layers of clothes. Oh, it's pretty easy if you do your forensic stuff. You measure from his foot to his kneecap. What does it look like to me? My opinion. It looks like someone with a lot of clothes on. Does have a build, upper chest, but thin legs. Taller, not no 5'4", 5'6". But let me explain something to you folks. Cameras are great for optical illusions. You think you see something that's something, and it ain't. And film does things to the body. It could take weight on, it could put weight on, and it could take weight off.
This fuzzy moment of video circulated for years as investigators search for a suspect, a man known as Bridge Guy, a man prosecutors now say is the accused, Richard Allen. Testimony revealed the recording was taken at 2:13 the afternoon the girls went for a walk. For some of it, the camera is pointed down, showing the Mona.
Today, the jury saw the entire video of the suspected killer in the Delphi murders. Clips from that video have been released to the public, but with a blurry screenshot showing the suspect. Now, for the first time, the 43-second video was played in full. Also taking the stand this week, witnesses from the park that day that the two teen girls were killed, all claiming to have seen the guy captured on that video. Bob Siegel was in the courtroom.
Jurors saw the entire recording today and then heard investigators talk about how they analyzed that crucial video and audio. This fuzzy moment of video circulated for years as investigators search for a suspect.
All right, let me check my chat and see what's going on. Rico 2 said, I feel like Debbie said, Charlie's Chip guy. Ricardo said, I feel the whole system is only about money or power. I would like to see full transparency in this case. The same picture looked different every time I see it. Yeah, it changes and everything. Now, how many people did this channel have as suspects? We had 7. We had 7 suspects. I mean, if you want to count the other guys, there was many. At that time, you had Sullivan at the meatpacking place, the Sullivan brother, whoever they were, who did look like Richard Allen or Chadwell. You know, there was many of them. Harmon, right? A lot of people forgot about him. He knew certain things that were out before the case was, that information was out. He also was talking about how Greeno used him, but he never got into it. He never admitted of what Greeno used him for. Now, here is the thing with Harmon. God rest his soul if he's passed away. He was an habitual liar. He also was a drug addict. He also was, from what he said on his video, slept with his younger cousins when he was younger. Now, I don't know if that's true, but I couldn't believe too much of what he was saying, because on this channel he was a suspect, and he was from Indiana. He ran with a lot of them guys. Now, I'm not saying it was him, that he was the killer, but he did look like Bridge Guy. And if you went to his Facebook channel, you would have seen what he looked like before his problem, before his, well, I thought he was burned. But he said he had the same thing as Michael Jackson, pilogloga, where it changes the pigment in his skin. Now, we also had a couple other people that were suspects. Chadwell, which, yes, Chadwell fitted voice and had the same gait as Bridge Guy. And these people that told you folks that Bridge Guy didn't have a gait in his walk, they lied to you folks. Bridge Guy had a gait. Even walking on that bridge, you can see he had a gait. He had a problem with that right leg. For some reason, it looked like it was bent a little bit, this foot inward. I'm not sure, but I did see Chadwell walk a little bit. And it's similar. And Chadwell did walk with his hands in his pocket like that. Now, like I said, they all at this time they were looking at him for other things too. And when they did get him, he did have a little one chained up in his basement. Like I said, we did what we could do on this channel, and we did the right thing. There's one thing when you're in a crew, and let this go out to all you people on the streets and your crews. It's one thing to rat on your brothers about drugs or a robbery or whatever. But when you're killing little girls and making films or doing sick stuff, you drew the line and you crossed it. In any organization out there that allowed this to happen, I would quit that organization, because there's certain things the old timers were good at, and that was morals and integrity. And there was certain things that the old timers in these clubs and mafias would not accept. Compared to what they get away with today in these crews. And that's exactly what this whole thing was, ladies and gentlemen, was a giant crew. Over 200 fake accounts of Anthony shots. 200. I wonder if them 200 had any connection to Keegan Klein and the rest of these people. Ain't it funny, all these guys, you can't find their phones for 2017. That is a coincidence. All these guys, they, where's your phone from 2017? I don't know. Well, we have all your phones before then and after the murder. A lot of other people said, what about Kurtz? He was a suspect on this channel. He even admitted that he was able to get across that bridge in minutes running, which would explain This would have explained, and he said there was other guys that were real good at getting across that bridge. This would explain why we had one photo where the bridge guy was not there. And then the next photo, he's there. Because if it was true what Kurtz was saying, that he can run across that whole bridge, him and a couple guys that were real familiar with that area used to stay out there underneath the bridge and camp or whatever, which, you know who did a lot of that? Chadwell. Kurt said he can run that thing in minutes. That would explain if other people were out there and could run on the bridge instead of walk. Well, that might explain why he was there 1 minute or wasn't there 1 minute, and then all of a sudden he pops up behind Abby on the bridge. Well, yeah. If someone could run that fast down that bridge, why the girls are so scared trying to cross the bridge, Abby never been on it, taken forever, would someone have been able to catch up to her and then stop and let them get a little ahead? Literally stop in his tracks because he's making it apparent that he's coming fast. Yeah, it's very possible. And if you look in this video, at one point, when he first comes into it, it does look like he stopped and stood still. And then he starts walking again. There's also a couple other people that were suspects on this channel. Now, I know it upsets a lot of people, but like I told you, solving a murder is just like watching a drug dealer. Until you figure out who is who and what's going on, they all are suspects. I don't know if any of you folks know anything about that. But you can sit here and say I'm a liar and say it don't work that way. You want to make a bet? Well, actually, I'm not a betting man, but yes, if you're a known drug dealer and being watched, and you have someone come into your house, until the government finds out who exactly you are, you are being watched. It's just common 101 DEA investigation, right? Because you might be another drug dealer, right? They're not after you if you're just a druggie, if you're just a buyer, right? You have no affiliation with the guy other than drugs, buying drugs from him. But see, the DEA don't know that. So until they find out what's going on, they watch you. So Val, you tap your phone. And it's the same thing with a murder. Does that make sense to anybody? No, could it be Richard Allen? Yeah, it could be Richard Allen, depending on what angle you're looking at this and how far it is away. I'm going to be honest with you. It could be somebody 5'2". It could be somebody 5'12" or 6 foot, 5'10", right? Unless you get the professional people that know Geramini or whatever they call it. What's it called? How they can measure something and calculate it and tell you exactly how high the person is, how tall he is. I can't even pronounce the word geonomics, or I don't know. It's where you take numbers and calculate it into height. I just can't believe it's 8 years and we're stumped on this. Everybody's stumped. And they're just looking for one man. It's just one man. And I'm like, it's over. It's over. If they were just looking for one person and one person only, Keegan Klein would have got away. Chadwell would have got away. Kurtz, many people would have got away. I think they picked on ordinary guys to take the fall. Well, Chadwell is not an ordinary guy. Kurtz wasn't an ordinary guy. He killed a couple women, I think. There was numerous people. Sullivans that worked at the meat packing plant or whatever was a known person that was in prison for doing stuff like this. Now, whether any of that is true, I don't know. We're just going off what these people want us to know. This is it. This is the information, right? Well, is it fact, right? Or is it? Well, we don't know. There it is. We just go by what they release. We also had a couple other people in the very beginning of this case that were suspects. Now, we have to be careful because there's a lot of effery going on YouTube. I don't know where this sketch came from. I don't know how this guy that is this video that we're seeing, this sketch right now in front of you, I don't know where it came from. But that could be 3 other guys that look like that. And one of them is all wrapped up in I hate to say it, into this country rap thing. And I didn't believe it either, but if you do look, there are similarities. Now, what do I have to say about that? Well, in most of these cases of eyewitnesses, they get things wrong. And it's normal stuff, like the color of the hair, or the nose, or little odds and ends. Most of it's there, but they forget, like the color of a jacket, right? they might get the jacket color mixed up with the hair, right? Right. It was a it was a tan jacket but black hair, right? Or it wasn't a hat, it was just hair. You know? Now we also see a little bit of Brad Holder in this, right? I mean, you see a bunch of people in it. It's really freaky because you're looking at this and you're seeing, well, yeah, I can see how some of these people put these people up for being a suspect because, yeah, it does look AI generated, but I guess it's a sketch is not a photo, and a photo is not a sketch. So what did they do? Put all this into AI, and AI popped out a little bit of 7 different suspects or people that look like it. No, I'm not saying any of these people killed anybody. I'm saying they were suspects. And they were suspects on other channels too, not only mine. Right? I don't want to upset anybody. I really don't. But when some people when some people say, hey, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? Right? What are you thinking of this? Well, I don't know, man. Is the sketch legit? I mean, so much time has gone by. They could put a photo out of anybody if you got a grudge against somebody and put a photo out there similar to the guy that you got a grudge against. So can I see people saying, well, this looks like the one guy? Yes. And if you ask me, I do see similarities in them too, but I don't think it's him, right? I think maybe somebody monkeyed around, maybe, or maybe just AI got lucky. I don't know. I really can't say. A coincidence? I don't know, man. I just don't know. How crazy are these guys? I mean, how crazy is how big of a ring? I don't know. If you talk to our federal government, like I said, they were having troubles a couple years before, and they were already watching certain people, and there was talk of a lot of going on down there, down south. I don't know. I just don't know. Can I see how the government said, hey, can you look at this and what your opinion is? It? Well, yeah, I'm not going to lie. There is a similarity, but that don't mean it's him. I don't know. To have a grudge like that and make a sketch to come out to look like somebody, you would have to go off a rendition of that person's sketch. Hopefully they had good rendition sketch artists. I don't know, man. I would say there's trouble coming. Not for me. The person who actually did it needed to be held accountable for everyone's sake. Yeah. You just don't know. You don't know. Unless you lived in the city around gangs, if you researched it or whatever, some of these people have to go out and do things to become one of them. Initiation, which Greeno talked about that on his channel, that he was going to be initiated into one of these clubs. He never said who. That's some freaky stuff there, dude. When I seen that, I was like, no, there's no way. And I was like, yeah, it's all coming. It's all clicking, probably. What do you guys see? Do you see a similar in the eyes and everything? Let my chat tell me what they think. Do any of you see a similarity in them two photos I just showed you? No, I'm also going to get a photo of Harmon before he was in the condition he was when he came into Delphi. I think he came into Delphi and kind of shocked that he was attacking everybody in their channels. He was attacking everybody on Facebook. And I'm going to be honest with you, yeah, he did look similar to Bridge Guy at that time. And was the hype that they're saying. Hold on, I'm going to shock you one more time. Brian James Chadwell, the Bone Crusher. And supposedly he had a broken leg on the right side. What do you folks think? No. I agree, Ricardo. The body don't match somewhat in the video, but the voice. The voice was a different story, and I do believe he does look like one of the sketches. I do believe he did look like one of the sketches. You have to remember now, there was 5 sketches out, I think, 6 of them, 5 or 6. And I do think he did look like that, and he did have a hat like that. Let's take a little look here. Like I said, we made calls. There's only so much we can do, right? You can call authorities, but after that, folks, it's out of your hands. Does this sketch have similarities to him? Yeah. Yeah, I see some similarities there. Because a sketch is not a photo, and a photo is not a sketch, and it's only someone's interpretation of who they saw. And if you don't have a good rendition sketch artist, then you could be looking for someone that the people ain't gonna notice. Yeah, I can see some similarities there. Now let's take a little look and see if we can see a little bit of his gait.
He won't be able to get a fair trial in Tippecanoe County due to media coverage not only locally but nationally as well. The defense argued that national news stories have linked Chadwell to the Delphi murders of Abigail. fair trial in Tippecanoe County due to media coverage not only locally but nationally as well. The defense argued that national news stories have linked Chadwell to the Delphi murders of Abigail Williams and
Did you see his gait? Now, I know you folks are going to say he's got shackles on. No, 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 no. He has a gait. He has something wrong with his right leg. I knew he was going to say that. His feet are shackled. No, look at the way he babies that right leg. Let me post this in the chat for you, and you watch it yourself. A gait. Says a million words.
A man known as Bridge Guy, a man prosecutors now say is the accused, Richard Allen. Testimony revealed the recording was taken at 2:13 the afternoon the girls went for a walk.
Shot showing the suspect. Now, for the first time, the 43-second video was played in full. Also taking the stand this week, witnesses from the park that day that the two teen girls were killed, all claiming to have seen the guy captured on that video. Bob Siegel was in the courtroom.
Jurors saw the entire recording today and then heard investigators talk about how they analyzed that crucial video and audio.
And that's how I solved the Delphi case. Idiots. Thank you, Jesus. Read it and weep, boys. And there was more than just one person involved. Like I said, as a citizen, there's only so much we could do without breaking the laws and letting people know about it. Now, I think I got some more footage of him walking. I gotta find it, though. I got all this crap up here. Yes, his legs were shackled, Ricardo. His legs were shackled. You are right. I knew you were going to say that was his leg shackled, yes. But if you watch him walk, you watch his lower body, and then watch Bridge Guy. I do believe, and I also listen to his voice thousands of times. He is certainly one of the voice guys. My opinion. There's a match there close to it. Now, like I said, folks, if it's as corrupt as they've been saying, then yes. Yes, they are lying to us. But We're stuck. You know, that's why some guys I was talking to are saying, boy, don't get too close. They will kill you. And I took that as a threat, right? And I must have been on to something real good. We also had Mike as a suspect. We had a bunch of guys as suspects on this channel, and a lot of people were pissed at me, like, he has nothing to do with it. No, well, you don't know that until the case is closed. And it's still an open case today. And it is demonic. I'm not going to lie to you. These guys are very demonic. And Chadwell probably couldn't have took anything with him from the murder scene. So what Chadwell did possibly was had their faces tattooed on his body. Therefore, they were always with him. Now, Ricardo, please keep in mind that we don't know how many voices were on the recording. And keep in mind that it's possible that there was others involved. Meaning only one person was caught on camera. The rest might have been caught on audio. Now, once again, you have to keep an open mind, because this whole video that we are watching was possible to make. And installed on the girl's phone, or edited and then put on. That's possible. I'm not going to say these people are crazy and it's not impossible. It's possible. They had enough time to do it. If they had the phone, the girls were not found that day and weren't found until almost 12 o'clock the next day, or 11 o'clock or whatever, then yes, they had enough time to do this. Easily. Some of these guys, I listened to them and they said, oh, it took me about 20 minutes to edit this hour and a half long video, right? And they got all this stuff going on and all the effects and everything. So could somebody have created this in 5, 6 hours, 8 hours? Oh, heck yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely. Who am I seeing on the bridge? I'm seeing somebody that has a gait. That's probably 5'6", 5'4", maybe 5'8", depending on where he's at. Maybe 5'10" at one spot on the bridge. He looked 5'10". Maybe one spot on the bridge, he looked 5'6". As he's getting closer to the camera, he's getting smaller, his size. He might have been 5'6", 5'4". By the time he got to the camera, 100 feet away, 500 feet away on a camera, on film, well, the guy looks like a giant. Of course, you would have to talk to your professional film guys, because I'm not, right? Just the angle of the camera can make him look 6 foot. And just from the angle of the camera, he can look 5'4". No, nothing's designed to keep anything the way it is. I don't think so. Are you saying this is Richard Allen's and this whole thing is over with and it's just going to be that way? I don't know. I mean, there's many ways you can overlook all this. Supreme Court and, hire private investigators, contact the FBI. You bug the FBI enough on it, they'll reopen the case. According to them, it's not closed, right? It's still an ongoing case if you look at the police. Police make mistakes too, folks. They're human. They're human. There is nothing in this world 100% guaranteed. Nothing. The only thing you can guarantee is 100% guaranteed, fail-proof, is Jesus Christ and God. Other than that, you humans are not 100% guaranteed anything. Anything. You could jump on a plane today and fly across the world perfectly safe, and jump on a plane tomorrow and it go down. Nothing is 100% when it comes to human intervention. We're human. We are not perfect. Only God and Jesus were perfect. Humans are not perfect. We're in his image, but we are not divine and we are not perfect. And if I have to prove that, ask Elon. He just got cocky thinking everything was going fine, and he went and sent one up and it exploded. Right? Nothing, and I mean nothing, you can ask NASA, is 100% guarantee. Nothing is 100% guaranteed. Are you still with us, Miss Fox? What time is it? God, it's almost 2 o'clock. I'm tired of living this change time. It should be almost 1 o'clock instead of 2 o'clock, and we're losing time. We're losing time. Usually I get up about 8:30, 9 o'clock. Now I'm getting up about 10:30, 11 o'clock. I'm like, what the heck is going on? I don't want to live on this hour ahead forward time. I'm even setting my computer clock. My computer clock says 1:57, so actually it'd be 12:57 right now. You're not taking everything from me, United States of America. Music company, movie company, you're not. You might have, but I'm keeping this time set. I'm not changing my time. It's almost 1 o'clock in the morning, not 2 o'clock in the morning. You can't take that from me either. And boy, let me tell you something. Sometimes some of these police, we don't mean to make you look bad. We're not trying to rub it in your face. But someone dropped the ball in Delphi. And if not, then it was exactly what this channel said it was. A giant ring, a crew, a gang, a club, whatever you guys want to call it, but there was more than one involved. Does that make sense to anybody? Oh, you're welcome, Ricardo. I want to thank Mr. Trump for realizing that I solved this whole thing. And some of these idiots tried to make the money grab on me. I appreciate that, Mr. Trump. President Trump, I owe you one. Like I said, sir, we're civilians. One time we were sinners, but we were blinded, but we seen the light. We did what we could. We called. We did our jobs as citizens. It's one thing to be in a crew and keep your mouth shut about robberies and all kinds of other crap, drugs or whatever. But when you start killing innocent children, then that line disappears and the brotherhood crumbles. I can't belong to any of your organizations as much as you want me to be if you allow stuff like this in your organizations. I think I'll just stay independent and keep pushing on myself. Of course, all glory goes to God. Would anybody like to ask any questions or voice any opinions? Your opinions are all great. There is no wrong opinion. In a crime case, keep an open mind. Anything is possible, even corruption within police force, even corruption within the courts, even corruption within the autopsies, corruption everywhere. Always keep an open mind. And anything is possible. Brian James Chadwell also loved to camp out underneath bridges and claimed he knew that bridge pretty good also. Like I said, there's only so much a civilian can do. Our hands are tied. Sometimes we call in favors. And sometimes them favors come through. Sometimes we get it right. Sometimes we get it wrong. Like I said, no one is untouchable. It's just who you know. So, could this guy be this guy? Yeah. Yeah, he could be. And voice guy. Now, if you guys need my assistance on anything else, government, I'm glad to hear from you. I'm glad to assist you. And like I said, there's certain things I just won't do. We all seen Scarface. There's certain things I can't put up with. And taking out children is one of them. So I can't belong to any of your organizations. And like I said, the olden days were good because we had people that were criminals in organizations. But at that time, they were ran by certain people that had morals and integrity. And this was not allowed in them organizations, clubs, and gangs. And we miss the old timers. We really do. It's a different game now. Mr. Shell, don't ever try grabbing the money on me ever again. Well, I do want to thank Mr. Trump once again. You're going to have to give me back my bullets. You're going to have to give me my cash. Because I'm cashing out. I'm going to get me a little home. You ain't never going to see me again. Don't bother me. And I won't come looking for you. Now we got a lot of work to do to clean up this country, Mr. President Trump. lot of work. We're looking at a lot of other things to try and solve. I'll do my best. I got a disability and I see things differently and I hear things differently. You folks want to be crime fighters, go out there and get yourself a studio. Pro Tools, whatever it is, Cubase, Cakewalk, whatever. It comes with effects, analyzers, video, and things you can do to help you solve cases. Some of the greatest voice readers were actually studio musician engineers that could tell you whose voice it was by just hearing one syllable, one note out of the person's voice, and they boom, it's that dude. That's how good these engineers in music were. They were so good that they could take some of us that are missing teeth and still make you sound good. And if you don't believe me, check out Lane Staley's stuff where he barely had any teeth in his mouth. He still had that voice, man. He still had his voice right to the effing end. Right to the end. Of course, they needed to use a de-esser to take the S's out because he was missing his teeth. Did anyone make fun of him? No. Did he feel horrible about it? Yes. Same way I did. But we take the cards they dealt us, and he went on. God rest his soul. You folks have a great night. God bless. I hope I didn't take up too much of your time. I hope I don't sound as crazy as everyone says I am. But crazy is as crazy does. And I'm not here to impress you. I'm here to lock bad people up. And we got a whole buttload of them already behind prison. Yes, Christ be with us all. Amen. All glory goes to God. Happy Lord's Day. Forgive us for our sins. Thank you for our daily bread. Because it is thy God's kingdom. I think I'm going to have one more cup of tea. Hold on 1 minute. I'll be right back. So just bear with me. I got a lot of people trespassing on me. A lot of people upset, a lot of death threats. My phone rings 24/7. I'm not taking any calls, and I'm not doing any movies right now. You guys can stop calling me. You telemarketers can also stop calling me. My job I fulfilled to society. I paid my debt. If you need me, flash the giant K up into the sky. I'll do my best to look for it. Lots of military heading south on 31. I imagine so. I also want to talk to you folks about our new Golden Dome we're going to be building. Now, a lot of these people are saying that it is impossible to do, that America is too big. That's not true. If we start now, it'll be done in a year. Start collecting all of our C-Rams and get them stationed on our borders and within certain areas within the United States. We'll do our borders in the middle of the United States and the two remaining parts with C-Rams. That should get us by until Elon's done with his stuff or whatever he's doing. But we can only trust what we have right now. And what we have is C-Rams. And they will do the job. And we need to start building more if we don't have them. Let's get on it. And let's get these things placed everywhere in the United States. Not just big cities. I heard the government talking, well, we might have to have some in New York, and then like places in the middle of the country where there's just fields, and we won't have, no, we're not playing favorites to any city in America or any state. Every state will be protected by the Iron Golden Dome. We are not playing favorites. Either we are a country together or we ain't a country at all. And then we got a problem. We will have the Iron Dome in every state or placed strategically where we will be able to take any missile down from anywhere in America. We will not play favorites to any city. Every state and city is just as important as the next. Can we agree on that? All right, have I bored you folks enough? Can we agree that every city, every state should be equal as the other? Nothing is impossible when you have the citizens backing. We're not going to, we will back them with the Iron Dome, 100%. But we are not playing favorites because they're already talking. Well, you know, like New York would be a major city, so we would have, every city, every state is just as important as the other one. And if we're going to have a dome, it's going to be covering all of America, not just certain cities and states. I think my calling might be to the government. My calling might be to talk and preach God. My calling might be just to live peacefully. You folks have your own mind, and no one can make you do anything. Now, you folks have a great night. Be safe. Lock your doors. God bless. Thank everyone for stopping in tonight in the Mod Debbie Files.